that we streamed La La Land before falling asleep, even though I had watched it alone. So many details tumbling out. I decided to go on the offense, making it clear I was outraged the police had come straight to our door when Carrie could be anywhere. I even suggested indignantly that the detective come inside and take a look around. But in reality, my thoughts were racing. I assured myself that Jason could answer questions about the film if asked. He had seen it on the plane the last time he flew home from London, but what if they asked Spencer about the phone call? The detective was obviously unmoved by my exasperation. "How well do you really know your husband, Angela?" "I know he's innocent." "You're more than a bystander. You're enabling him, which means I can't help you. Don't let Jason take you and your boy down with him." I waited until the Impala had left to reach for my phone. Jason was in a client meeting, but took my call. I told him the night before that I didn't want to speak to him again until I'd made some decisions. "I'm so glad you called." With one stupid conversation, I had conformed to the stereotype. I was complicit now. I was all in. "Jason, Carrie Lynch is missing. Please tell me you didn't do this because of me." Part 1. Rachel. Chapter 1. The first piece of trouble was a girl named Rachel. Sorry, not a girl. A woman named Rachel. Even teenagers are called young women now, as if there is something horribly trivial about being a girl. I still have to correct myself. At whatever moment I transformed from a girl to a woman, when I might have cared about the difference, I had other things to worry about. Jason told me about the Rachel incident the same day it happened. We were at Lupa, seated at our favorite table, a found pocket of quiet in the back corner of the crowded restaurant. I had only 2 things to report from my day. The handyman fixed the hinge on the cabinet in the guest bedroom, but said the wood was warping and would eventually need to be replaced, and the head of the auction committee at Spencer's school called to see if Jason would donate a dinner. "Didn't we just do that?" he asked, taking a large bite at the burrata we were sharing. "You were going to cook for someone." Spencer is in the 7th grade at Friends Seminary. Every year, the school asks us to donate not only money on top of the extraordinary tuition we pay, but also an item to be sold at the annual auction. 6 weeks earlier, I opted for a usual contribution at this year's event. I'd cater a dinner for 8 in the highest bidder's home. Only a few people in the city connected me now to the summer parties I once planned in the Hamptons, so Jason helped boost my ego by driving the price up. I convinced him to stop once my item had gone for $1,000. "There's a new chair of the committee for next year," I explained. "She wants to get a head start. The woman has too much time on her hands." "Dealing with someone who fastidiously plans every last detail months in advance? I can't imagine how awful that must be for you." He looked at me with a satisfied smile. I was the planner in the family, the one with daily routines and a long list of what Jason and Spencer called mom rules, all designed to keep our lives routine and utterly predictable. Good and boring, as I like to say. "Trust me, she makes me look chill." He feigned a shudder and took a sip of wine. "Want to know what that crowd really needs for an auction? A week in the desert without water. A cot in a local homeless shelter, or how about a decent lay? We'd raise millions." I told him the committee had other plans. "Apparently, you're a big enough deal now that people will open their wallets for a chance to breathe the same air. They suggested dinner with 3 guests at a, quote, socially responsible restaurant of your choosing." His mouth was full, but I could read the thoughts behind his eye roll. When I first met Jason, no one had heard of him other than his students, co-workers, and a couple of dozen academics who shared his intellectual passions. I never would have predicted that my cute little egghead would become a political and cultural icon. "Hey, look on the bright side. You're officially a celebrity. Meanwhile, I can't give myself away without getting rejected." "They didn't reject you." "No, but they did make it clear that you were the member of the Powell family they wanted to see listed in next year's brochure."